About Grand Master Instructor.
Thank you. Bow to third degree and second degree welcome.
Okay.
Let's just warm up a little bit. We started adding the embracing horse into the warm up, if you didn't know. Because it's one of the 11 Qigong of the Chen Qigong anyways. And all the other good reasons for it. And switch. And inside. And outside. And 1 foot forward. And switch. All right. And Chauncey.
Goes up.
Switch. do the embracing horse next. So we'll start with the feet about shoulder width apart. Turn the toes in. Then forward, feel a rounded, connected feeling in your back. Bend the knees, open the knees out, circle the hands up. We'll do it for about 3 minutes. Slowly release. Push the palms down. Circle the hands up. And push the palms down. Tendon lengthening, marrow washing, chi soothing method. yang balancing chi mobilizing method. Circle hands up. Push the palms down. All right. Let's run through one more time. easier. Comments, questions, suggestions? We're about to head into the pacing stage
Yeah.
to get the exact pacing for the whole form. So we'll start a round of form correction from the very beginning, but they won't really have to do with where your hands go or where your feet go, but where do you slow down, where do you speed up. I want to be absolutely accurate about that. So, and we want to base it on Chen Bing. So I'm going to do, well, I've already done a lot of study about it, but some of the pacing we have to do to help people keep up, you know what I mean? Especially if we have people that have missed return, but we'll be able to incorporate it for everyone, so you can look as good as you can be, as you can. So, what were you gonna say?
I think I just need to work more on. I always forget all these little guys, the little,
Oh,
you know, where they come in. So
the towards the end especially. Yeah, let's go over that real quick. I understand what you're asking about, because I also, you're not unique in your experience of the routine. Just like we can say with certainty, everyone who's done the long form of the Yang style doesn't always remember which single whip or which cloud hands or when you get to the third section.
well, and it's also because there's a lot of similarity to other forms, but it's just that one little, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
It's like, I forget that he gets thrown in there a lot. So
Yeah, so the last one that happens like that, or you could say the second to last one, or actually say, if you really look at the last one, then you're talking about after you do this last elbow. And then it's like, what? Yeah, you need to circle around here, and then there it is.
right.
Right, so that's one that gets forgotten. So let's just look at that as a group. I have you all behind the poles because we were doing the 12 feet with the teacher with no mask. But since it's the law that I have to wear one too, then you don't have to be behind the pole anymore. If you are in front of the poles, you are on camera, so you can't do something different than what I'm doing. Like, you can't be like doing your own form, right? Because you're on camera. All right. I was just my offer to say if you want to scoot up or spread out, you can. So let's go to that ending part. So it's actually both of those. It's right before it and right after it. So what was the move? Who recalls the move right before the? I'm going to start giving it away if I say too much. The other one that you do before that one, the move right before it.
Before the elbows?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna do one of these.
And right before that. That's if I start to
Come into it.
mimic it.
Do one.
Or
and one,
before
skip one.
we do the hammer fist,
Yeah.
right? We do the hammer fist, and we do the 1, 2, 3 punch.
Yep. I'm just trying to help us all map it out in our head. Okay. Well, let's stick with the last one first, and then we can go to the second to last one next. Okay. So the last one first is just from those elbows. So we have the first elbow here. Well, we can still go from here, but we have this guy. Yeah, actually that might help. We're going from this one, and then small hit, hit, big hit, circle with fists, and then bamboo step, and then turn. The hands open up, and then boom, and then continue to turn. It's your old pal. And I do believe, actually, he doesn't end like Xinjia. He ends just like this. And he brings his feet. Whereas Xinjia does that and goes forward and then closes. Right. Okay, let's do it once or twice more just to have it as a review. So we did this part. Then we lift up and it's close in with the feet. Split the arms. Split the arms more. Elbow up high. Circle. Step. Twist, pause, open. Go out, down. Now, we can do the other one too, we can combine all of them. So let's do the lead up to it, and we'll just let the lead up to it be from the second one, or the third one of these here. So we've done our punch on this side of the room, we come here, we go boom, right? Then we twist, and go boom. Then we skip, boom, punch, punch, punch and jump, boom, punch and jump, boom, and you're here. And you're like, wait a minute, what do I do next? Right?
Right.
You know where we are? Okay, because that was our starting point. We
Yeah.
just did.
But see, that's also in the other pathway. It's always boom, boom, boom.
Yep, yep, but it's
And then we're
different.
just done, you know?
Yeah, elbow, elbow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get confused.
Yeah, and that's one we just did last year.
Right.
So it definitely, it's not like, oh, I forgot it now, and now I don't remember it, so. Okay. Oh, but what's right after that last move we just did? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll combine them too. It was the elbow section. It was just a quiz. So here we are again. We've done the punch to the corner. And here we are. Wrong. Okay, and now we're flipping back. We're doing twist and skip and punch, punch, punch and monkey. Hit. Punch and monkey. Hit. Split. Elbow, 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 elbow. Circle, split, twist, hit, around and down and up, hit, out the sides. Okay? At home, give that a shot. You don't have to move together. If you want to scoot up to the front and practice it, so there's more room with 3 y'all back there. And you can scoot over if you want more room. And just practice it a few times. Make sure you got it. And if you're at home, practice a few times. And that'll also give me an opportunity to see what you're up to. Kicking that iPad.
So, what exactly am I just doing that? Was there doing something?
Okay, so this is a very good question, and I'll face towards the camera to do it. I'm still trying to get the iPad up. So every time is an opportunity to perform Tai Chi better, right? So you're going to hear the whole lecture of the hand's not the hand, the body's the hand, or move from your center, or use your waist and stuff like that. So that is the correct answer to the question. So if I've, let me see, where's that first one? What's the pickup again from that?
So we did this,
Oh, yeah.
And how are you doing?
Yeah, yes. So I'm just face the other way. So we've done this. Okay. This guy and this, the hands are going to move, but it's more like the hips twist. So I've split. Now I'm turning and
Okay. So turn to your right, and then right is high.
oh, I'm not even thinking this. Okay, I have this move, but I'm doing the next one here,
Right.
here. So this is, yeah. And the challenge will be, especially for you who've done Kung Fu and have black sashes in Kung Fu, is it looks very similar to the hammer fist in some of the Kung Fu routines, but it isn't. Because you're circling in here, and then you're pulling back for the hip. So I just isolated the right hand. Now I'll turn around so you can follow better. You're here, I'm leaving this guy out for a second. And this one was down here. He's coming in because I'm turning. And then when I turn away, that snaps. Now if I also bring the left hand forward and pull it back at the same time, I'll generate a pop, fa jing. I'm just calling it a pop. There. But I have a lot of that Tai Chi roundness in that pop. So it's almost like I'm going to face the camera again as if I'm hitting this way, but I'm going to point out that I slightly hit this way because of the turning. So I've done this, my hips are slightly that way. Now I'm twisting, they're really turning that way. And then they're popping. But do you see, yeah, that twisting, I'm exaggerating a little, but that's illustrating the dynamic of the technique. Now if I had a target, which remember when we brought the Bob out, and we hit him in the groin a bunch of times, and if you hit Bob in the groin like that a bunch of times, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. You're gonna click into where there's power, and you're gonna let go of where there's not power. Yeah, that last one. You got this snap because of yeah. Pop. And then we're skipping, I'm doing it in place, creating the same dynamic again. When I skip, the shoulders, see here, the shoulders turn in the direction of the technique, right? And then turn away as I strike. So when I skip, I'm going this way. See, the shoulders are doing it again. And all the martial arts have some commonality to it. And I can think back to the time when I was like a yellow sash. We didn't have gold back then. When I was a yellow sash and we had to learn some Aiki Jiu-Jitsu, not the kind you wrestle around the ground so much, more like you do takedowns. But they also had traditional karate type routines. So we had to learn a couple of those karate type routines. And that kind of snap, it reminds me of that you have in some of the hard styles. I mean, it's there. It's just a different method to it. The Tai Chi and Chen style method is to develop softness to create the strength. But the dynamic, whether you're using softness, I mean, you use softness, that means your hips are loose, and super, super, super loose, and then super, super, super tight, and then super loose, and then super tight, and that's that whip kind of thing. Whereas in these T pattern, H pattern routines, again, this is from the 80s, but they still exist today. They have that same pop, but it's not really soft and hard as much as it's hard the whole time. Does that make sense? But I'm just trying to relate it a little bit to the Kung Fu, and that we still get there. Good question. I'm glad you asked about that. You want to stay with Erlu or switch over to Fan? Fan? All right. So get your hand, take a break, take a breath, and we'll do the Fan. Same deal, there's not, we won't immediately do it, but just like in 1 minute, so if you're at home doing this, fast forward or hang out for 3 minutes. There it is. The same thing for the fan. We've been kind of doing varying paces. We're doing slow paces to help people keep up, and then we kind of end up speeding up the whole form. And what I'm saying is, we have plenty of time this year to actually get both routines' performance quality ready. And the nice thing about that, well, the bad thing about that is it can seem repetitive and boring, but that's how you get good at it, right? Is you embrace the boring. Or embrace the boring. Your choice, okay? Or the dad jokes. Okay. So, let's give it a shot from the top. fun, different form.
Uh-huh.
You guys do it so well.
Getting there.
Yeah. Well, you know, if it wasn't on camera, I'd just say, come on, practice every one person lead, next person lead, next person lead, because you just gotta lock it in. But are there any questions? Any sore spots?
I'd like to go from here to the double front jump kick.
Okay, that's fair enough to me. So, let's take it back a move so that we can do it. So we're gonna go from golden rooster stands on one leg, and that's that part after you come from the dragon on the ground. You're here, and this swipes here. Oh wait, this hand is that open and closed? Yeah, because I was here. Yeah. So you come here, and you block in, and bring it up, down, flip and close, pass off, right left. Good, you got your horse stance this time. Well, I mean, it's a staggered horse stance. Then you bring it back, and then you open. Kick slowly, step and twist, step and twist. Close, swing and catch. Keep taking it up, left, and then right kicks, and then jump back, right, pass it back. Left, foot in, twist, push down, twist, push. More or that again?
That again.
All right. So.
There was more to it, that little part, than there is.
Yeah, it was a challenge when I first had to start teaching it.
Yeah.
And I still have it tweaked back right now, so I'm not doing a full double front jump kick. But as my back gets better, I can hopefully demonstrate that better to you. Okay. Comments, questions, suggestions? Other questions? All right. You did a great job last time.
You want to try?
I'm smiling behind this mask.
I mean, I'll see how far.
Yeah, just see what you can do. Come up, yeah, come on up and if you ever doubt if you remember the sequence, I'll send you this video. It's funny to review, like if you train long enough, I have to review routines by watching my own videos. I'm like, how did that go again? Oh, I performed it once. Let me see what it did. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, follow Ms. Burns. Oh, very good, very good. So, as a Kung Fu and Tai Chi instructor, you get to cheat. What I mean by the cheating is, if you're teaching, classes all the time, then you don't really need to practice, right? If you're not teaching all classes all the time, you need to practice. And of course, not doing Tai Chi and Kung Fu as much because of the pandemic, then I found out, like, all of a sudden I'm like back into the mode of, oh, I need to practice, right? Not necessarily this routine, but like my own practice, that's for me. Which then brings me back to you, as none of you are instructors teaching somewhere on a regular basis. And I can see a lot of potential in this routine, as an example, and that's my suggestion. If I was in your shoes learning this routine, as a student, I'd be like, okay, I need to run this form, and I need to run it, and run it, and run it. So I'd be like, I'd make a commitment to it. I'd say, you know what, every morning, 1 time. Until every morning, it's 2 times. And then every morning, it's 3 times. Or whatever, evening, whatever your personality matches. Some of you are still up at 1 a.m. Who's still up at 1 a.m.? You're up for 1 a.m., you're up at 1 a.m.? Yeah, you're not up at 1 a.m.
Of course I am.
Like getting up, going to work at 1 a.m.? Or
Oh,
going-
no.
Okay.
It's
Well,
like,
so some of us are night owls in that way. I'm not. I go to bed at 9 or 10.
no, I go to bed at midnight.
Yeah, I'm up at 5. I'm up when my night staff is they're messaging me something, and I'm like, oh yeah. They're like, oh, are you getting up right now? I'm like, yeah, well, we're getting off work. I'm like, cool. You're in a different day than I am. You're still in yesterday. I'm in tomorrow. Okay, but I digress. You just say, okay, there's a lot of potential with this routine. We have a lot of year left for this routine. And there's an opportunity when you focus in on your thing. And if this was your thing for a while, the magical thing about this becoming your thing is that it will improve all your things related to Tai Chi and Kung Fu. Because it's just another opportunity, you've heard me say this before, it's just another opportunity to take a fresh look of the fundamentals of how to do Tai Chi and Kung Fu and body movement related to it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So, because I watched, and we could say everyone has the sequence in the room now. And that's about 10% of how good you could be at it. And that next amount that brings you up to 80% good at it is mostly up to you in running it and running it and running it. So you get all the rough edges off based on your years of experience. And then when you run it, if you ran it 10 times every day until I saw you Tuesday, you would watch me do it once and follow along once, or even watch the video once and just suddenly go da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like a lot of things would just click in, and your form would improve as if you came to class for 3 months and got personal correction. That make sense? Yeah, because your own perception of how it's supposed to be done develops. Okay, speaking of which, there's one part before we run out of time that I thought, hey, well, speaking of correction, let's just do this one part because it's a little confusing. It's the part with the things above the head and the other things above the head, right? So let me see about the pickup. I do need a pickup. So I almost have to go from the beginning.
From the white
Oh
crown.
yeah, thank you. So we come up from here. I'm gonna get more camera centered. And I'll see if I can slow-mo it so that you can kind of get it. Because you're here, and then it goes here. And it has this nice kind of flippity-floppity whoopity-whoopity. And I did try to slow it down the other day, and it still was so clunky to me. So we're here, then we're here, and then we're here. Then, don't forget this part, we step, and the whole thing goes over here so that it can't come back here. And then as this is coming here, this is for the camera, this right hand's gonna head right to your shoulder. So that the next move is just that hand flipping out and sinking. You understand? And that's like a little detail. Let's do that again. We've done that shoulder strike, boom. We close it up, step, we open it by pulling to the right, then we twist, twist, shoulders, step, there goes that hand, here, here. This is an odd feeling oblique, but that's because it's setting up this. You know, I imagine the Chen master who made this up was, how do we do a really good fan form out of Chen moves? And so that's like, okay, well in that one, I've never seen an oblique where the arms are perpendicular to the legs, right? Except in this form.
So sir, at the end of that,
Yes.
I guess I was like opening both, but you're leaving it there, and you're just kind of coming out with some.
Oh, afterwards?
Yeah, at the end of that move. Yeah.
So, just for the camera. Oh. I mean, after this?
That move right there,
There.
right before it.
Oh.
Your left arm was already back, mine wasn't, so it was like opening up a.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So, but just like oblique form from the chin, we have the oblique. So we have one that's come up, and then we have oh, I'm sorry. I'll do yang. I'll do 38 form oblique. You know how 38 form oblique? You do that, and then you do that, right? You have this, and it comes up. So that's why I think about it. Like the right hand is in a fan. The fan is already in position. Then the right arm. I'm sorry. The left arm has the fan. It's already in position. It's waiting for the right hand to do its thing. So it's very oblique. Like, good observation. And so, you know, it's a great opportunity we're in now. And yeah, if someone else comes to the class, we might have to slow down. But really, not really. If any section they wanted to do would provide a lot of clarity from you already knowing the form.
Can you do that, the middle one again?
Yes.
From here.
Yeah, let me back it up a little bit since we're still here. Oh, is that right? From here or that?
No, the one you just did.
Yeah, the one I just did.
So,
So we've done this here.
right.
We need to turn to that corner. We're facing this corner. We're gonna take this guy here.
Are you moving your feet at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna move that right foot. That's the hard thing about breaking this down for me, is I'm like, it comes in, goes out. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
So the thing is, you think you should just shift to it because it's there. But it's the oddest thing, because we don't do it in any other form that I can think of, is to take a foot that looks like it stepped out, bring it back, step it out again, and come up and open. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's our time. I'm glad y'all 3 made it today. Let's go ahead and bow.
Sure.
We honor the masters who came before us and seek to follow their examples.
Not a Grand Master Gohring.
Thank you. Bow to 3rd degree and 2nd degree black sashes, advanced black sash class dismissed. Good job.